Day 6, we are talking about gut health changes and increased food sensitivities. It is not in your head that you are feeling more bloated, swinging between diarrhea and constipation, more gas, either lower intestinal gas or upper GI stuff, starting to react to different foods more than you used to. The diversity of our gut microbe, it decreases with age, and that's just common. Inflammation goes up, microbial diversity goes down. And so with fluctuating hormone levels affecting digestion, immunity, inflammation, and mental health, as I mentioned, 70% of our immune system is in our intestinal lining. That's the first line of defense. About 70% of our brain neurotransmitters are made in our gut. And so a balanced gut microbiome is going to support nutrient absorption, fat and protein absorption, and it keeps these calming brain neurotransmitters coming. It keeps our weight and blood sugar in check. And we are going to have to be extra mindful about maybe it's why we can no longer get away with what we used to eat in our younger years. And that's a good thing, but we need to be doubling down on microbial diversity. And this is where coming back to variety, diversity, rotation, eating the rainbow, it's so important. So today I want you to think about, what haven't you eaten in a while? Where have you fallen into a rut, into a routine where you're eating the same veggies every day, the same proteins over and over? Even if you've got a couple core recipes, can you swap out the protein? Can you maybe switch between some grass-fed beef, some fish, some shrimp, some bison or venison or pastured pork, chicken, turkey? Can you rotate between these different proteins? It's those proteins leaking out through the tight junctions that triggers more autoimmunity. So the more we can rotate, the better. But also we can avoid nutrient deficiencies, B vitamin deficiencies, iron deficiencies, omega-3 fatty acid deficiencies, and of course, you know the importance of protein. And then on the other side with the veggies, herbs and spices, nuts and seeds, we all kind of fall into this rut where we have our favorite 7 foods. We just eat them over and over and over. I want you to go in with a new fresh set of eyes this week. And even if you have that core recipe, what can you swap out? Can you add a few extra veggies or a couple fresh herbs? Or can you swap out a protein or a veggie, even if it's the same foundational recipe? Go and find something that you've either not had for a really long time or that you've never had and try it. It can be a really great opportunity to even just put it into soups is probably the easiest way. If I have no idea what to do with it, soup is the answer. But if you can do some cruciferous veggies, some different leafy greens, even if you're roasting some greens or putting it in a salad, that can be a great way to swap those out and not just always be eating spinach or kale or romaine. Switch those out. And then declining estrogen is another thing that's just going to worsen apart from diet. It reduces the beneficial bacteria that we want to flourish. And so regularly eating fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt with live cultures, unsweetened kefir, pickles that are real fermented pickles, not vinegar and sugar pickled, but the cloudy jar that's in the refrigerated section. And then making sure that you're getting lots of prebiotic rich foods and short chain fatty acid resistant starch foods, things like onion, garlic, leek. If you can't tolerate sulfur vegetables, by the way, try supplementing with minerals and specifically molybdenum.